Hey everybody, Joe Malone here. So, this is kind of a big deal, and this says a lot about New York's new abortion law. So, if you haven't been following, New York passed a law on January 23rd, 2019, that said women can now have abortions until birth. So, you're about to have a baby, and you decide, nope, not gonna happen. They will abort the baby. Now, I made a video the other day talking about how messed up this process is, so I'll just recap that for about 30 seconds here. In New York, if you're a convicted killer, alright, you've killed people, and you're in jail, New York has decided that they cannot use the lethal injection on you because it is immoral. Okay? How do you think they abort full-term babies? They're going to use lethal injection on them. They're not going to decapitate them and cut them up into little pieces like they do earlier abortions. No, now they're going to use lethal injection because it's more humane on a full-term baby. First off, that baby can feel pain way, way before this point. Alright, so when you reach up there and you start cutting that baby up, they're feeling every little bit of that. Alright? But they're saying that it's immoral to use lethal injection on a murderer, but not on a baby. So just wrap your head around how evil this thing is, first of all. Alright, this is not a women's rights issue. This isn't just a matter of being evil. But that's not the point of this video, at least not that part. How messed up is this? New York had to go in and change their definition of murder so that they could make this law okay. So here's the change that happened. Before January 23rd, 2019, there was a part of the law that's talking about murder, and it talked about when a 24-week or older child, and they even had the word child in there. All right, for those of you who say it's not a child, it is absolutely a child. But so New York, in the law previously, when there's the murder of a 24-week or older child inside the mother, all right, that was considered murder. So if the big reason this happened was there was a lot of abuse cases where a woman would be beaten and the baby would die. So if that baby's been in there for 24 weeks or more, it was considered murder. New York had to remove that. They had to cut it out of the law because that's exactly what they're doing right now. They're murdering babies. Now people are like, well, it's not murder, it's abortion. It was murder up until January 23rd. Why is it not murder now? Because the law changed? They don't decide if it's murder. Murder is murder. You take a life as murder. All right? The part that drives me crazy here is that it's being celebrated. Okay? New York is absolutely celebrating this. And not everybody in New York. We shouldn't say it like that. But Cuomo and his minions and the Democrats are absolutely celebrating this as a victory for women's rights. This is not a women's rights issue. I'm sorry. People talk about, common sense gun laws. How about common sense abortion laws? And then they say, well, this law is only if the woman's life is in jeopardy. No, it's not. Read the law. It's not about that. If a woman decides at the last minute she doesn't want the baby, they will give the baby a lethal injection and they will kill her. All right? One last way I used to argue this with people, because even a lot of Democrats and liberals that I know, I used to ask them when we would get into abortion conversations, and I would say, if somebody kills a woman and that woman is pregnant, is that murder? And even most of my liberal and Democratic friends would say that is absolutely murder because the mother didn't want it. First off, whether you want it or not doesn't change the definition of murder. If you take a life, it's murder. All right, plain and simple. But now, even for those people who said, you know what, if somebody else takes a life, it's murder, not anymore. New York took it out. They had to, in order to justify this abortion law, because they left that in there when that doctor, or when somebody decides to perform that abortion, they would be committing murder according to New York state law. It is murder. I'm sorry. This is the fact that I'm shooting this video, the fact that this is a thing is absolutely ridiculous. Alright, the fact that New York had to go to this extent to justify this should show you this has nothing to do with women's rights. This is just an evil, evil decision. Okay? Genocide is being committed here. More babies were aborted last year, so more people died last year than any other cause in the world. Think about that. All right, we talk about how much cancer sucks. Horrible thing. More people are dying from abortions. And yes, an abortion is a baby dying. I'm sorry if you don't agree with that. It was a life, but now it's not a life. That's what death is. That's what killing something is. You take its life away. All right, so I'm starting to go off on a rant here. I apologize. It's just a pretty messed up topic here. And the fact that this is a thing is absolutely mind-blowing. But just pay attention. Because what happened in New York, as the Democrats gain more power, I hate to make this a political video, and this is not a pro-Republican video. I'm not a Republican. I'm a third-party voter, all right? So I'm not saying don't vote Democrat, vote Republican. But as the Democrats continue to gain more power, we're going to see this more and more. And people are like, no, that's not true. Read the party platform. The party platform says abortion until birth, all right? So when you vote for them, you're saying